So core stability is extremely important for overall strength and mobility, but also to prevent back injuries. Oftentimes people come in with back injuries, don't have good core stability. And your core is not just your abs. The core is comprised of several muscles throughout the abdomen and back. When activated properly, work together to achieve and maintain stability when the spine is subjected to a load or stress. Dr. Stuart McGill, a spine researcher out of the University of Waterloo, popularized a system of lumbar spine training aptly named the Big Three. Today I'm going to show you 6 exercises, one variation of each of the Big Three. Dr. McGill noticed in his research of athletes that those who failed to build proper muscles for core stability ended up with more injuries and pain. So when the core fails to meet the stability demands placed on the body during a certain lift, parts of the spine will be overloaded with forces that increase injury risk and performance will suffer. Doing these exercises will help build the muscles in the core, along with increasing stability. So the first one I want to demonstrate is the curl up. Here I'm using a small workout ball to put under my lower back. The curl up trains the core's function to minimize movement through the sagittal plane, whereas the sit up utilizes the core's action to actively train flexion and extension of the lumbar spine. So simply put, the curl up trains our ability to resist movement from front to back. A variation of the curl up is the ab wheel. The ab rollout when done on your knees is extremely effective at strengthening your core as it stabilizes your body during the movement. This is a progression. I would start with small movements and gradually increase range of motion until reaching the full kneeling rollout position, where you bring your face nearly to the floor. Start small with these and they are very effective. Next, I'm showing you the side plank. The side plank trains our ability to resist movement from side to side. This exercise works best when there's as little movement as possible, and the exercise focuses on primarily utilizing the obliques as they resist force in lateral flexion of the trunk. A variation of side plank would be a unilateral farmer's carry. And as you can tell, you want to grab a generally heavier weight for this and simply just walk up and down either your gym floor or a track, keeping that core drawn in, making sure that you don't shift from one side to the other. And the unilateral farmer's carry is a variation of the side plank and also creating what's called anti-lateral flexion. Lastly, I'm going to demonstrate the bird dog. This quadruped-based exercise has been the cornerstone of McGill's Big Three. Starting on all fours, the base of support becomes limited to the opposite hand and the opposite knee, demonstrated here. The cross pattern of stability forces us into stabilization through rotation of the trunk. Simply put, the bird dog trains our ability to resist movement in rotation. A variation of the bird dog would be a single leg RDL, demonstrated here. Again, trains our ability to resist movement in rotation because you're trying to keep those hips square. So the cumulative benefit of resisting force through the lumbar spine in all 3 planes of movement shown here: flexion extension, lateral flexion, and rotation. So the thought process behind these exercises is the framework for which we begin to assess and address stability at the lumbar spine, because the lumbar spine knows nothing other than stability. And you can scale your efforts from the Big Three to some of the variations I showed as well, where it becomes a little bit more unstable and creates more adaptation for the lumbar spine. As I was taught a while back by Dr. Jordan Shallow, make sure that our ability to resist force always supersedes our ability to exert force. Our stability should always stay ahead of our strength. Hopefully these demonstrations of Stuart McGill's Big Three helps add more variation and core stability and strength within the lumbar spine. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you later. Have a great day.
If you want my step-by-step blueprint on how to get your body back to what it once was 10 to 15 years ago without rearranging your life, click the first link below. If you enjoyed this content, YouTube thinks you'll like this next video.